All right, in this SQL injection union attack lab, we are going to retrieve data from the database. We are first going to query the database to find out which tables and columns are kept in the database, and then we are going to query the users table to get the login of the administrator. Let's jump straight into it. Let's access the lab. We're presented with a similar shop page, now with some description, so it's a little bit different. Well, let's go to the accessories and let's see if we can find out how many columns there are. So we go and specify the order by one. That works. We get a valid request back, so the SQL statement is valid or handled, but 3, and we get an internal server error. So we know there are there are 2 columns. We can check which columns allow strings, and the username and password will probably be a string. So I'm just trying to, this doesn't really matter, but we can say union select no, and let's try if this string works, and we get a string. And let's see, I bet that the other one, the no one, is actually the title, string title. So this works. So our objective is to retrieve the username and password from the table name called user. We read it in the description, but you wouldn't really know that in a real live scenario. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a union attack again and actually query the database information schema to ask which tables there are. So I'm going to select the table name and column name from information schema, and this is a default database. We actually don't need the where clause, we just need to finish this off. And now we get all the we actually could order this by one, order by table name, so that we nicely sort the table names and get the columns below. So you would look at this and see, okay, well, there are some PG tables. You would go through this and look for different tables. There are schemata, we got tables this. So we got usage privileges, and we got users. I think I just saw users. Let's search for users, and this was expected because it was already in the description, but now we've actually found it out and confirmed that ourselves. So I could actually reload this real quick, get it, send this to our repeater, and go on in repeater, just because I don't want to do everything. And I'm just hitting Ctrl-Shift-U to decode it, just to make it a little more readable. So what we're going to select now is we want to select the username and password. So we're going to select the username and the password from the users table, and create a little comment and send that. We get a protocol error because it doesn't allow spaces in here. We need to encode that. So I'm hitting Ctrl-U, and it's the same functionality as URL encode as you type, I think. And maybe there's a different way to do this, I think, but well. So this goes on, HTTP 200, and do we get some data back? Yes, we get the username and the password from Carlos, Wiener, and administrator. And of course, we're interested in our administrator. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to my account, administrator, and paste the password, log in, and we've solved the lab.